Which one are you on wasting people's time?
Tinder.
What's going on, guys? BMS and I are back with another video. Let's go ahead and get right into it. Make sure you guys don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. So here we go.
Does someone respond to it and then you say, oh, that might be someone I want to meet, or not really?
No, I just do it for fun.
It's like the dating apps.
Yeah.
It's like a dating app.
You don't respond, you don't entertain. It's just there to be there, you know?
So
there to look
do you
good.
use dating apps just for your own self, like for your own ego? Or do you meet people?
No, yeah, it's validation.
It's validation.
It's solely validation,
That's
actually.
interesting.
Yeah.
Because it's like compliments, and you're like, okay, thanks,
you'll
moving
take
on.
it.
So you're both on dating apps, but you don't meet people on there?
No.
Correct.
Interesting.
Yeah. It's I feel like that's like the general female population here too. Like it's not a controversial take at all.
Yeah,
Wow.
but okay, I am like curious though, like at what point in our life do we like transfer over to
Well,
actually
yeah, no, I
starting to,
agree.
like, use
No,
it for its
Right.
purpose?
I mean, I know people.
I don't understand it, okay? You have enough social media. You have Snapchat, Instagram, what else? Other
Twitter.
stuff. Yeah, like there's so
Like
many.
they need more and more and more.
Why do you need more validation? Like what are you missing? Instagram should give you more than enough like dopamine hits to like, you know, feed your ego. I don't know why you'd have to go on a dating app. And imagine they're probably stringing guys along too, just like pretending to
Obviously.
Wait, so you've like never met anyone off a dating app?
No.
Really?
Wait, why
but
would
you're
you
on them?
talk. Why would you do
That
that?
seems like a waste of time.
I mean,
Truly.
it's like another form of social media. What do you mean? It's
Yeah.
just like a little like.
But if it's the same, if you're doing the same thing on both platforms,
Right.
Just a boost.
Right?
it's just a boost.
Just more.
It's just a boost.
Okay.
It's solely for the boost.
Huh.
It's
That
not like
is-
you're
No, it's just sad how these women can just think like, oh, okay, yeah, just because I'm young and I'm in college, like I can just use these guys for just to talk and just like keep going through this rotation of like just talking, get the validation, talk, get the validation, and just think that everything is okay. And then no, like as soon as a guy does this to them, oh, it is like
Toxic.
freaking like end of the world.
F-boy.
Yeah, and then they're doing the exact
ain't
same
shit.
thing. The women are doing the exact same thing, and then they're gonna turn around being like, oh, guys are terrible and whatever. It's like, don't, if you stop, guys will stop.
Right.
Like, don't try to think like it's okay for you to do it, and then when someone else tries to give you the same taste of your medicine, then you're like, no, that's bad.
Once they actually get into a relationship, they don't know how to conduct themselves because they've been using guys on this conveyor belt, so to speak, and they haven't really developed those skills to be wifey material.
Is there,
that's right.
is there
You know what I
nothing
mean?
a guy can do or look like or seem like on a dating app to make you want to actually meet him?
No, because they're on the app.
That is so interesting.
So by being on the app, they're shooting themselves in the foot.
They're automatically
Yeah,
off.
100%,
Yeah.
easily.
But you're on the app.
But it's different.
It's just different.
Because people
get
know,
this.
the girls know, and then the guys know, and you're like, oh, yeah.
So all the
Yeah.
girls are on dating apps just be like, look at these losers.
I mean, honestly, a good percentage, I feel
That's
like.
crazy.
People play it like a video game. Like
Yeah.
my friends who are on it, they're like, okay, yeah, this is just a video game. And like, oh,
Yeah.
this is
Weird.
fun, playing the game.
Huh.
I'm currently dating someone who I met on a dating app.
Do you tell people that you met through mutual friends?
It's a very new thing, so I haven't told anyone, honestly.
Did you meet her off Hinge?
We met on Raya.
See, no, I think in LA, I've like listened to a podcast actually about this. You guys have like so many more apps that are used in the
Yeah,
in
maybe
LA.
so, yeah.
So I feel like it's probably like way different on your end. Like there's like things where you have to have certain qualifications and you have to get approved for apps. Like
Yeah.
here it's just like your classics.
Sure.
Yeah.
But I've also met people on the classic apps in years past. You know?
But also the
Yeah,
classic apps
MySpace.
all have different purposes too. Like Tinder is like gross and that's just for hookups, and then Hinge is like the marriage one.
Yeah, and Bumble.
Bumble.
But which
yeah.
one are you
Yeah, which
on
ones
wasting
are you
people's
on?
time?
Tinder.
What do you mean?
That is so crazy.
Like I wouldn't waste people's time on like Hinge.
No.
Like that's like
No.
too cruel.
No, because people know.
Oh, okay. So if he's on Hinge, it's a different story. But if he's on Tinder, I'll waste his time.
Honestly, I'm so fascinated by like what they're saying right now. This is so new to me. Like the concept that, because most people have like, what is it?
Dating?
There's a goal, right? When
Yeah.
you're on a dating app of like, I'm trying to meet people.
But not for these types of women,
or
though.
get to know people, you know?
Yeah.
No, for them, they're like, no, it's a video game.
Yeah. Like a guy's feelings are literally a video game.
Yeah.
Let me go ahead and string him along, right? Get him to actually like me, invest his time, energy, potential resources, and then just drop him like a bad habit.
This is so mean, though. I don't understand what the point of this
I
is.
know, we're just going to get exposed
I
on
know,
whatever
I know.
this is.
We're getting
TikTok
canceled.
viral, we're just going to be canceled.
No, it just feels like a waste of everyone's time, yours and theirs.
But they also don't want anything serious
yeah,
if they're on Tinder.
it's like,
Very much a hit it and quit it energy.
Exactly.
So you're just kind of like shame on you for even doing that?
So you're not hit it and quit it. You're just quit it.
Quit it.
Take the compliment and quit it, yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
I mean, if you guys really wanted to do, like, kind of like show it to them, what you should do is be like,
Scared.
hey, meet me at such and such place, and then just don't
Okay,
show
see,
up.
we don't do that. That's like some MTV like catfish
That's
level
basically what you're
cruelty. We don't
have
do
this
that.
whole like separate like perception of what we're on there for. We just do it for
No,
fun.
literally. I don't think you realize this is not controversial. This is the general female population.
For Instagram and social media, it's mainly for women. Because if you don't have a business or, you're trying to keep up with your family or whatever the situation is, like you have no business being on social media if you're a dude. Because it's literally designed for women to get validation.
So then what do you do then? So like if you're a guy, like tell us in the comments too, like what do you guys do to like get girls? Like do you go like do you just go to different events or do you go like, I don't know, hope that you see someone at the gym or something? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know, like where do you pick up girls? Like let us know.
I mean, for me, I still, like when I was single, I still believe in cold approaching. Like cold approaching is it, I think, for guys out here.
Really?
Because
That's kind of like Tinder and whatnot. Because like Tinder, it's just you strangers, right? That you get to choose from, and then you're like cold approach here, like let me message you. Except it's in person, and you're like, oh, you're cute just by the way you look. I'm gonna approach you.
Yeah, but when you approach somebody, you put them on the spot.
Yeah,
9 out of 10 times, they're going to say something.
true.
Either
So
they're
you
going to
get, like,
say,
ghosted.
I'm not interested, or they'll continue the conversation.
Yeah.
You're going to get a reaction
Yeah.
instantly. Versus online, it could take days until she responds. And then the problem is there's so many messages to kind of sift through. So if
Yeah.
you're approaching somebody, in my opinion, you have a better opportunity to get through.
I think for me, in my own opinion, the referral system, knowing someone through a friend or a family member that can introduce you to somebody, I think would be the best way to approach dating, honestly, because you have somebody else to vouch for that person to say, hey, this person is a good person. I've known them for years. I think you guys would be a great match together. I think you guys should give it a shot.
We normally have to message first. So if they're like, oh, this is just gonna be wasting my time, then they won't message first.
That's why if you want to message first, you go on apps like Bumble because then girls are forced to message first.
Yeah.
How many years have you been on dating apps?
Oh, I feel like it's like you would never get it at your hometown, so it has to be a
No.
college.
Like 2 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
And you've never met a single person in person?
No.
And how often do you use it? Every day?
No. It's like only when you're drunk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I've met people, not met people through the app,
seen
but
them
like
later.
if I've matched with them, then I was like, oh my god, hey, that's so weird. We matched on Tinder.
Yeah.
But you don't respond on Tinder?
No, they do.
I'll just be like, hey, thanks, and then leave it.
Yeah,
then
because
they
you have
get
to.
weird.
Yeah.
They get creepy.
Sometimes if it's like a nice compliment, you're just like, okay,
Yeah.
like here's a cookie.
okay, here's the bare minimum.
Yeah.
This is wild.
No, okay, to be fair, you're right. Like we've matched with people and then we see them. And like one of our best friends I literally matched with and now he's like one of our best friends. So it's like you're able to meet people, but it's not like
Not for date, not for the intent.
Yes,
Okay.
exactly.
Do you think the
exactly.
guys know? Do you guys know this?
Oh, really?
They all know.
this?
It's
They all
really
know?
well known. It really
You guys
is.
know this? That women are on dating apps just to waste your time?
For the validation.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. It's obvious. We've been with people where they just like sit around and they're just like, ew, and they just want to see how gross everyone is. And I'm like, no.
He's
you gotta
actually
give
watched
this guy
me
a chance.
do this
Look at him.
firsthand.
He's kind of cute. And they're like, no, this picture's wrong.
This
It's
is
a group activity. It's a social activity. Like you'll sit around and
You what?
I have these friends who are girls who will hook up their phone to the TV and just go through
We've
dating.
done that. We've
Wait,
so
come over,
done
come over,
that.
come over, come over.
Okay.
We gotta get the guy's perspective.
Okay.
And you want to be the representative for the guys? Yeah, we want to hear the guy's perspective.
Let's hear the guy.
This is Harry.
So this is the guy's
Hello.
perspective. So tell us about your perspective.
My name is Harry.
As in, I'm Mike.
So tell us. So you describe what you just said.
I have a friend, and her group of friends, like before they go out, they'll like hook up their phone or one of their phones and like they pull up their dating app profile, and they'll just go through guys on it that like they haven't matched with or match with, and they turn it into a drinking game of like, do they say this in the messages or do they like have this
And
picture
they have
on
no
their profile?
intention of ever meeting this person, right?
No, absolutely not.
Wow.
If you find the percentage of people who actually like meet people through Tinder, it's so low. It's so low.
There's
There's like 98% are just on there
you
for
like
validation.
mentioned the shift earlier from like it's like an age thing though.
It is
that,
an
like,
age thing,
yes.
100%.
Like if
For
you
sure.
like if you check out like the age range and there's like Like people in their early 20s are just looking for like validation or like just a hit of dopamine. People in like 26, they're like looking like for like a +1 to a wedding.
Yeah.
They're like
No,
it like
that's so
shifts
true.
over immediately. It becomes
Wow.
way more intense.
And
To be fair-
have either of you ever met someone you met on a dating app in person?
Yeah.
No, I have not.
And you're on dating apps?
No, not anymore. I mean,
Not
I
anymore.
used to. Now I'm in a relationship.
Okay.
Okay.
But when I used to, what? Sorry.
Were you on dating apps to meet people, or did you know at the time that no one would want to
I
meet
don't
you?
think I don't think so. I was only really on dating apps during quarantine
Okay.
stuff. So I was never really but it was kind of one of those things where it's like you can't really be extroverted in person. So I was like, you can use this, and it was kind of one of those things where it's like, hey, at least I know people think I'm pretty.
Okay.
And then what about you?
I've met people, yeah. I've met
Okay,
plenty of
you've met people.
The only thing I could understand maybe from the guy's perspective where he's just like, it was quarantine, like for 2 years people were indoors, like maybe I could let that one slide, maybe. But like these other girls have been in college for a couple years and they've been doing this, right? They've been just doing the dating app thing just for validation. Like they don't see nothing wrong with it either. Isn't that like
They don't
ridiculous?
see anything wrong
They
with
see
it.
nothing bad. They're
because
like, everyone does it.
society ain't gonna do anything about it.
Because no one told them that it's bad, though. No one questioned it. They're just because they see everybody else doing it. It's like, oh, it's just the norm. Like no one is saying anything negative about it. It's just like what people do. And if this is what everyone does in college, then sure, I'll jump on the bandwagon.
Well, I mean, men in today's society, black or white, are secondary citizens in today's society. So a man's feelings and what he's going through, or a woman using him for validation or whatever the situation is, like nobody cares. That's really what it boils down to.
Yeah, so let us know your guys' experiences with like dating apps, and if this is anything familiar to what you've experienced. Tell us your stories, leave a comment, let us know.